Today I'm doing a 500-hour service on this Mustang. I've had the machine running now for a little while, so let's see if it's hot enough to get that oil flowing out of there nice. The other thing I like to do while that oil's draining is just go ahead and do the air filter change. Take some time. This has a really goofy filter on here. Something I never saw before until I got this tractor. It's like oval shaped. Something I don't see very often. And there's an inner in there too. There's a new filter in, ready to go. Look at that color difference. Thing while the oil is draining is this is the oil filter. So I like to take this coolant overflow reservoir off and just pull this windshield washer fluid reservoir, this is just the filler, up out of the way, and I can put a little bucket under here to catch any oil that spills to keep my battery and everything else clean. Mustang did a recall and they gave everybody a free oil change with the 0W40 oil because I guess the oil wasn't getting to the turbos fast enough in cold weather and they were blowing up turbos. So thank you, Mustang, for getting that before we had problems with it. These filters come with an O-ring or some kind of seal gasket here. One mistake I made, like the second oil change I ever did on one of these machines, the oil filter on that old one was way up underneath the oil pan. Make sure the old one comes off. Sometimes they stick, and I had it leaking everywhere, and it was more embarrassing than anything else. But so you just gotta always check, make sure the old one comes off with the old filter. Got some oil on my filter, my new one, and this is my little bowl for today. It'll catch any extra drips, and then I can just clean this cap back up and use it somewhere else. It's gonna take two hands to do this though, so I'm putting the camera down. All right, the oil fill is way down there. So I got this nice big long funnel. Boom, baby. The only problem is that 2.5 jugs a lot harder to dump than the 1 gallon jugs. Got to think about that one for a minute. It's done. I'm gonna give it a quick run here, check for leaks and check the fluid level one more time, and then we'll do the hydraulic and fuel service. All right, we're gonna change this oil water separator here. There's a paper filter inside, and there's also a little fuel filter up here, closer to the pump. We're gonna start with opening up this lower one here, and hopefully that other one comes out without much mess. This one has a little fuel shut off here, and then we'll drain the bowl and change our filter. All right, this baby's drained. I'm gonna put a strap wrench on it and take her on off. Now that this one's done, I'm gonna drop this filter bracket here and lower this filter out of the way so I can get to that hydraulic filter back there. It makes it a lot easier getting it in and out. Actually, I don't know if you can do it without doing that, so that's what's next. Now that gives us a lot more room to get at this hydraulic filter. This filter, this machine requires you to take 11 gallons of hydraulic oil out of the reservoir. Take the filter off when the reservoir is below this level, and then refill it. And usually I just go for it, flip it really fast. It's less than half a gallon. I'm gonna in 500 hours, the next service, you change all the hydraulic oils in. And I'm going to put a valve right back in there on the supply line, so I could just turn it off right there and be able to change this filter nice and clean. But This is the last time I'll be doing it this way. Whew. You guys saw I ran for a magnet to help turn it because it gets so slippery. And now I'm letting it, the new filter just fill up off of that oil that's draining. You lose the ability to turn it once so much oil gets on the sides. Alright, that's about full, so I better get up there before it gets too slippery again. Got my oil pan under the belly pan of the tractor, catching all the oil that leaks. It goes right down into that corner of the belly pan and leaks out. And then I'll clean up take the pan off tomorrow and clean all the oil off at the bottom there. This is the second fuel filter. This one just spins off and on once that other one's empty. Might get a couple drips, but nothing major. And that's it. Now we'll prime up the system. And it's got an electric fuel pump, so they say just turn the key to the on position and it primes itself. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how well this electric fuel pump works. Alright, that electric fuel pump's filling that bowl up, priming up the system. Alright, let's listen, see how she runs after that pump primes the system up. Fire right up without a hiccup. The old machines, you're going to have to pump and open the bleeder valve. This is so nice and convenient.